So my drinking continued to accelerate along with my pot smoking. First time it really came to a crashing brick wall was I was at a wedding and got really drunk on whiskey, and I had passed out during the reception for a lot of it. And the sad thing, too, is the person who I was working for, this guy named Marvin, who owned Castle Video and Photography, I was working for him for about 9 years, and he and I had a very good relationship, and I screwed it up. And you would think I would have learned my lesson, but no, I didn't. I just had to go dive deeper into addiction. I was at a wedding a few years later, technically the reception. This time I was working for a company called Seven Star Films and got really drunk at that reception and got arrested for the first time. The father of the bride called the cops on me. I was stumbling around on the dance floor and went to jail in Ventura County. The woman who hired me, who owned Seven Star Films, she had to give all the money back. And then you think I would have learned my lesson, but no, I still didn't. I was at a shoot for a bar mitzvah. It was the bar mitzvah celebration, and I had gotten really drunk. In fact, I had gotten so drunk that I couldn't remember where I parked. And so I had come back into the event after I was done because my time was over with, and the owner of the company whom I was working for was still there. And I guess some people had called that were at the bar mitzvah celebration and complained, and the cops showed up. And thank God they didn't arrest me, but they said I needed to stay at the hotel until I sobered up. So a concierge confiscated my keys, and I went to go sleep on a couch in the lobby. I think I was there for about 4.5, 5 hours, and it was either like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning that the police had determined and told the concierge, like, okay, well, at this time, give him back his keys and he'll be able to drive home. So, yeah, all the while at that time, still trying to do some murder mystery dinner theater and whatever acting jobs I could get. And during the murder mystery dinner theater gigs, well, they were either at a restaurant, that a normal restaurant that we got a couple free drinks from. We would do corporate shows. A lot of times those were at country clubs, free drinks again. And occasionally we would do private parties and at someone's house. And well, there was drinking there. My position working with a theater group kind of got threatened a few times because of drinking all the time and being stoned. But you think I would have learned my lesson? No, I still didn't. Flash forward a little bit. I'm working as what's called a process server, which means I serve people legal documents when they're getting sued or getting divorced. Was smoking pot all the time, doing that, and still drinking pretty heavily. In fact, during the height of all of that, I was spending a little over $600 a month just in pot and alcohol alone. I was on the way home. I was leaving Studio City, driving through the San Fernando Valley. There was a drunk trap in Sherman Oaks. Cops pulled me to the side, asked me if I'd been drinking, and I said yes. Went through the sobriety test. Last thing they did was have me do the breathalyzer, and thank God, breathalyzer came back where I wasn't drunk. And I was praying the whole time, and thank God, God saved me out of that. But you know what's really sad? On the way home, went and got a couple more beers. Took me a long time to learn my lesson, but I finally did. Could have been a lot worse.